Warhammer, D&D, and mini painting are bigger than ever, and so is the demand for airbrushes. But with so many new options in 2025, how do you choose your first airbrush or which to upgrade to? From budget finds to premium innovations, I've got the answers. Welcome to Wily Wizard, your trusted source for analytical and unbiased hobby content. Today we're going to be diving into the most popular and widely available airbrushes, covering their strengths, weaknesses, and ideal uses, specifically when it comes to miniature painting. This video will help you find the perfect airbrush, which will be your companion as you follow along the Airbrush Unchained series. The Airbrush Unchained series is going to cover everything from priming and zenithal highlighting to advanced contrasting and finally adding color. When you first get into airbrushing, there's much more that you'll need in addition to the actual airbrush. You'll need items like a compressor, hose, and cleaning supplies, so be sure to factor that into your budget. I'll go more in depth on those items in future videos, so be sure to subscribe. My comprehensive primer video is going to be the first in the Airbrush Unchained series, and that's up next. And one last thing, I'm not sponsored by any airbrush manufacturer, and every airbrush you see in this video was personally purchased by myself. I'm here to help you find the best airbrush for you. So you better strap in, because we're going deep. Alright, now that you've had an overview of airbrushing, let's kick things off with airbrushes under $100. Perfect for beginners or budget-conscious painters. These tools deliver solid performance at an affordable price, proving you don't need to break the bank to start airbrushing. The Gaahleri GHAD 39 is a new contender in the budget airbrush market, representing a step forward for Chinese airbrush offerings. While the under $50 segment is crowded with generic white label products, Gaahleri stands out by providing a well-supported airbrush with readily available replacement parts and accessories. This kit includes both a 0.35mm and 0.5mm needle, making it versatile enough for moderate to heavy tasks. The kit also includes lubricant and some extra seals and O-rings. During priming, the GHAD 39 performs well for a budget brush, with its 0.5mm needle providing decent coverage. For zenithal highlights, the 0.35mm needle allows for smoother gradients, though it might take some finesse due to the sponginess of the controls. Due to the size of the needles and the loose tolerances, this airbrush doesn't really excel at adding color to miniatures unless it's just adding one color as a base coat. That said, it's not without its downsides. The fit and finish is a bit lacking in my opinion and could use some help, and it's the heaviest airbrush in this video, which can make longer sessions more tiring. While disassembling the GHAD 39, I discovered that the design has a frustrating flaw. The lever guide, a small but critical part, isn't attached to the needle chucking assembly. This means every time you disassemble the airbrush, you have to manually finagle it back into place. Even for someone with experience, this can be tedious, as the orientation is tricky to get right. For beginners, it could quickly become a major source of frustration. Despite these issues, the GHAD 39 is a compelling budget option for those looking to get started with airbrushing without breaking the bank. The added features that you'll typically find on the higher end brushes definitely raises it above the other options in the under $50 range. The Neo for Iwata CN, or simply Neo CN, is a budget-friendly airbrush designed to carry Iwata's reputation for quality into a more accessible price range. Priced at around $65, it's manufactured in China under Iwata's quality control standards, ensuring better reliability than most brushes in this tier. This makes it an excellent entry point for hobbyists, especially mini painters. The Neo CN performs well for its price, with a 0.35mm needle handling priming and zenithal highlights adequately. Its interchangeable paint cups offer some flexibility for larger or smaller projects. However, the traditional screw-in nozzle design is prone to clogging or tip dry, especially when using thicker paints or working over extended sessions. For detailed work, the air valve action feels a bit loose, with noticeable travel and slight dead zone before the needle engages. One standout feature is Iwata's distribution network, which ensures that replacement parts like nozzles and needles are widely available. This means if you break a part, you can often find a replacement the same day at a local hobby shop, an incredible advantage if you're on a tight deadline. Another plus is the interchangeable paint cups, which add convenience for projects of different scales. Additionally, both trigger actions feel less precise compared to higher-end models, which might frustrate users looking for tight, responsive control. Overall, the Neo CN is a solid choice for beginners or those needing a reliable airbrush in a pinch. It offers a lot of value for its price, particularly with Iwata's excellent parts availability and quality control. The Gaahleri GHPM Mobius stands out in the budget airbrush market, not just for its price, but for its ambitious design. Priced at $70 to $80, it's clear that Gaahleri took inspiration from higher-end brands like Harder and Steenbeck, borrowing features like the self-centering nozzle, rear trigger tension adjustment, and even some stylish gold-plated accents. No other Chinese airbrush company is embracing modern design elements like this, positioning Gaahleri as a potential disruptor in the low-cost market. Priming is one of the main things that you're getting an airbrush for. I would recommend getting the Mobius 0.3mm because the 0.2mm is just a bit too slow in getting paint down. Also, the Mobius is one of the heavier airbrushes in the video, which isn't exactly ideal. My experience with the Mobius has been mixed. The first unit I received had severe atomization issues, producing a speckled texture regardless of paint thinning or air pressure adjustments. Thankfully, Gaahleri customer support sent me a replacement unit which performed significantly better. When it works, the Mobius 0.2mm is great for tasks like zenithal highlighting or adding color, but it doesn't quite achieve the precision of higher-end brushes in this video. One of my biggest concerns with these Gaahleri airbrushes is the quality control. The first unit I received should never have passed inspection, and it highlights Gaaheri's lack of a factory spray card, which would confirm the brush was tested before shipping. While the fit and finish are slightly better than the entry-level GHAD 39, they're still below the standards set by more established brands. Overall, the Mobius is a promising airbrush that bridges the gap between budget and mid-range offerings. If Gaahleri can address the quality control issues, this brush has the potential to disrupt the market by bringing premium features to a budget price point. The GSI Creos PS-771 and PS-771 are great choices in the under $100 category for one simple reason. They're made in Japan. In a price range dominated by Chinese-made airbrushes, these two offer exceptional fit and finish that's a cut above the rest. They're nearly identical in design, with only visual difference being the banding on the paint cup. The PS-771 comes with a 0.2mm needle, while the PS-771 features a slightly larger 0.3mm needle. The larger needle on the PS-771 makes it a better choice for priming, but for zenithal highlighting or detail work, the PS-770's smaller 0.2mm needle provides finer control, though the spongy trigger action can make precision a bit tricky at first. When it comes to adding color, both brushes perform well with their mag valve and trigger stop features offering added flexibility for dialing in airflow and control. However, the traditional screw-in nozzle design requires careful cleaning to avoid clogs or tip dry. The PS-770 and PS-771 include features like a mag valve and a trigger stop, which used to be rare at this price point. Their fit and finish are by far the best in the under $100 range, with smooth threads and a polished finish that give them a professional feel. But not to oversell you on these things, replacement parts like the needles and nozzles are exclusively available through Spray Gunner, and they're often out of stock. This lack of availability makes these brushes harder to recommend for beginners or those of you prone to breaking things. Similar to the other options within this price range, the trigger actions feel a bit loose and could use a bit tightening. Compared to the Neo CN, the GSI Creos brushes have a clear edge in fit, finish, and features, but the Neo's widely available parts and forgiving performance make it a better choice for some users. The next price range is $100 to $200, where you can find some of the most versatile and reliable airbrushes. These are the workhorses of the industry, offering refined features and excellent performance for serious hobbyists. The hardened Steenbeck Ultra 2024 is priced around $120, bringing robust German engineering within reach for beginners. Weighing slightly heavier than other hardened Steenbeck models, it provides a sturdy feel. While the Ultra is geared towards beginners, the new 2024 update has brought a lot to the table. The trigger response on this airbrush can definitely hold its weight against some of the most expensive airbrushes on the market. Inside the box, you'll find the airbrush itself, complete with a 0.44mm needle, perfect for moderate to heavy tasks like priming and base coating larger surfaces. During priming, the Ultra excels, providing efficient, even coverage ideal for minis and terrain. When performing zenithal highlights, the heavier build and larger needle size might require some practice for precise gradients, but smooth transitions are achievable with care. Applying color to miniatures works adequately, though fine detailing could be somewhat challenging compared to lighter brushes. Feature-wise, the Ultra boasts a unique trigger mechanism that reinforces proper airbrushing technique. You must press down for air before pulling back for paint, significantly reducing clogs and tip dry issues. Additionally, the color control waist sleeve provides several preset settings, though it lacks the infinite adjustability found on more advanced models. A notable con is that while the Ultra accepts any fine line needle set, the airbrush body itself doesn't support many additional customizations beyond basic needle swaps. Overall, the Ultra combines durability, user-friendly features, and the flexibility to upgrade needle sets, making it a solid starting point or reliable backup brush. If you want to see me mod this airbrush by cutting and filing away some of the components and printing out some new components, you're definitely going to want to stick around for some future videos. The Iwata Eclipse HPCS is nothing short of legendary. For the past 20 years, this airbrush has set the standard for performance and reliability across countless hobbies and artistic disciplines. Priced at around $150, it might look like a basic airbrush at first glance, but don't let its simplicity fool you. This is a workhorse packed with innovation. It revolutionized the airbrush market with its first-of-its-kind front-end design and self-centering nozzle. Priming with the Eclipse is a breeze thanks to its revolutionary front-end design with 3 air channels. These channels make it especially adept at handling thicker paints, reducing clogs, and ensuring consistent spray patterns. While the 0.35mm needle might seem a bit large for zenithal highlighting, the Eclipse's tight, responsive controls make it surprisingly effective for this task. Smooth gradients and consistent lines are easily achievable with a bit of practice. The combination of a medium needle size and responsive controls make the Eclipse actually really good for adding color. You can add color to fairly fine things, but it's also really good at dumping a lot of paint for doing stuff like terrain, landscapes, and so on. The Eclipse's self-centering nozzle and multiple air channels are its most defining features, making it easy to clean and incredibly versatile. As a Japanese-made airbrush, the fit and finish are generally top tier with smooth threads and sturdy feel. That said, I have encountered a few Eclipses with rough chroming in the paint cup, which can impact cleaning. While it's not a deal breaker, it's something to watch out for. The lack of features like a Mac valve or trigger stop at this price point might make some users hesitate, especially when compared to similarly priced airbrushes like the hardened Steenbeck Ultra. Despite these minor hangups, the Eclipse's reliability, widespread availability of parts, and industry-standard design make it a top pick for anyone looking for a durable, versatile airbrush. It's a brush that's earned its legendary status for a reason. The GSI Creos PS-771 is a specialist tool. At $175, it's the most precise airbrush in this video, featuring a 0.18mm needle that sets it apart from the competition. In fact, the only other 0.18mm airbrush on the market is a Iwata Custom Micron, which costs nearly $500. Like other GSI Creos models, it's built in Japan and comes equipped with a Mac valve and needle stop for maximum control. With its ultra-fine 0.18mm needle, the PS-771 excels at tasks that require precision, like zenithal highlighting or adding colors to miniatures. The reduced airflow from the smaller nozzle means there's significantly less overspray, making it ideal for fine details. Because it's meant for finer finer details and has lower airflow, it's not as versatile for larger projects like priming, painting terrain, and so on. While it can do those tasks, the process is incredibly slow. Due to the tiny nozzle and needle, paints need to be thinned down considerably. This brush works best for light filters and layered applications, where control and subtlety are key. The PS-771 is smaller and lighter than most brushes in this video, making it easy to maneuver for intricate work. It includes features like a MAC valve and needle stop, adding precision and flexibility to an already fine brush. The tiny nozzle and needle are fragile and prone to tip dry, and paints need to be thinned carefully to prevent clogs. Like other GSI Creos brushes, replacement parts are only available through Spray Gunner, and they're often out of stock. Adding to that, the first brush I received had unfinished chroming in the paint cup, which exposed the copper body underneath. It's something to watch for when ordering. The PS-771 stands alone as the most reasonably priced micro airbrush on the market. If you're looking for precision at a fraction of the cost of an Iwata custom Micron, this brush is your best bet. And yes, the difference between a 0.18mm and a 0.2mm needle is noticeable. The smaller diameter gives a distinct feel and feedback. Priced at approximately $180, the hardened Steenbeck Evolution is a versatile mid-range airbrush bridging the gap between the Ultra and Infinity models. The Evolution features medium weight, balancing comfort and durability. The Evolution you see in this video is actually an older aluminum version that I've upgraded with a new 2024 trigger and 0.28mm needle set. Inside its box, you'll find the Evolution equipped with a 0.28mm needle, ideal for precise tasks like zenithal highlighting and detailed color application on miniatures. While effective for priming medium-sized minis, the smaller needle makes it less suited for extensive terrain work. Zenithal highlighting is where the Evolution shines, offering smooth, controlled gradients due to its responsive traditional trigger. Adding detailed colors to miniatures is equally impressive, delivering excellent atomization and precise control. Feature-wise, the Evolution's upgraded handle now includes strategic cutouts for quick needle adjustments, and the new 2024 color-controlled dial significantly enhances fine-tuning capabilities. However, a significant downside is the fixed trigger spring housing. Unlike most airbrushes, even budget models, the Evolution lacks adjustable trigger tension due to its mono-constructed waist piece, limiting customization of trigger sensitivity. Cleaning and maintenance are simple, with easy disassembly allowing quick access to the needle and nozzle. Its modular design is compatible with any fine-line needle set from hardened Steenbeck, providing excellent flexibility. For hobbyists seeking a balanced mix of precision, performance, and customization, the Evolution remains an exceptional choice, provided the fixed trigger tension is acceptable. If you're curious on how to convert your Evolution to an Infinity, stick around because I'm going to make a video all about that. You've made it to the top tier of airbrushes, which represent the pinnacle of design and innovation. With prices starting at $200, these tools are for professionals and enthusiasts who demand the highest precision and craftsmanship. The hardened Steenbeck Infinity 2024 represents the pinnacle of airbrush innovation. At $280 for the brush alone, or $360 for the 2-in-1 kit, it's a premium choice. But it brings features that set a new standard in airbrushing. Made in Germany, this airbrush is the lightest in the video, weighing around just 80 grams. The Infinity 2024 excels across a wide range of tasks thanks to the needle and nozzle options. With the 0.44mm needle, it handles priming in larger projects like terrain, bus, or titans effortlessly. When switched to the 0.25mm needle, it shines in tasks like zenithal highlighting and layering color on miniatures. What's remarkable is its ability to spray even thicker, unthinned paints through the 0.25mm nozzle. The Infinity 2024 introduces a titanium nozzle, an innovation that enhances durability by resisting splitting and degradation. Combined with its responsive trigger, designed with a textured surface for exceptional grip, it's the most precise and comfortable trigger I've ever used. The trigger tension adjustment is cleverly accessible through the cutout in the rear guard, and the quick release mechanism adds another layer of convenience. With 3 to 4 interchangeable paint cups, this airbrush adapts to various tasks with ease, and its styling is top-notch. You can even get a Squidma branded version of this for a bit of flair. While it's a remarkable tool, the Infinity 2024 is not without its flaws. As a brand new release, Harder & Steenbeck has yet to provide a parts diagram or list parts on their website, which might be a concern for users who need replacements. Fortunately, retailers are starting to stock them. Also, one of the paint cups in my kit arrived with a slightly scuffed chrome finish, though the surface was perfectly smooth, so it didn't affect performance. For those willing to invest in the best, the Infinity 2024 offers unparalleled precision, durability, and flexibility. It's exciting to see Harder & Steenbeck push the boundaries of airbrush design, and I really hope these innovations continue to trickle down to more affordable options in the future. Sitting on top of the premium category is the Iwata Custom Micron CM-B, priced at nearly $500. This airbrush is designed for the most demanding detailed work, featuring a 0.18mm needle and Iwata's precision engineering. While it's not ideal for miniature painting due to its price and specialized use, professional artists often turn to the Custom Micron for its unparalleled precision. If you already own multiple airbrushes and want the finest tool available, this is worth exploring. Normally, most mini painters will have one airbrush, maybe two, but I have 8. Why? Well, I might be a little mental, but also because having multiple airbrushes set up at once opens up incredible possibilities. With 4 brushes loaded with different colors, I can create seamless gradients or fix mistakes in seconds. No cleaning or swapping paints required. And if one gets clogged or starts acting up, I can simply swap to another without missing a beat. It's an unconventional setup, but who knows? This might just be the foundation for new mini painting techniques in the future. Of course, this setup requires a manifold and some extra hoses, but it's a small investment for the flexibility it offers. If you're already comfortable with airbrushing, maybe this idea will inspire you to try it, or even grab another airbrush using the links below. These links come at no extra cost to you, but help me keep creating content like this. If you're curious about the accessories I use, I've linked those below too. Whether you know me as Enzo Greymane, the Wily Wizard, or Night Owl Forge, I'm just a guy who loves tools, spraying paint, and bringing miniatures to life. Sharing this passion with you is one of my greatest joys, and I hope it helps you find the gear you need to take your hobby to the next level. So keep geeking, keep painting, and as always, stay inspired.